Today on the podcast, I'm talking about another AI in video startup. This is a really interesting play. It's a company called Oxolo, and essentially they just raised 13 million euros. That's around, 13.7 or 13.8 million dollars US. And they're doing this for a generative AI-driven video platform, which can optimize engagement as it goes. This is very, very interesting. They're doing a lot of cool things. So today on the podcast, I'm going to dive into all of that. And in addition to that, I want to give you a very interesting and very relevant, important fun fact for your life that is definitely important. And that is, did you know in Arizona, you have to plant grass seeds twice a year? It's literally the most, it was one of the strangest and I felt like the most ridiculous things when I moved here to Arizona. Originally, I'm from Canada. And you don't have to water your grass in Canada most of the year. Where I come from, it rains so much, it just, keeps you covered. Here in Arizona, grass is incredibly, you gotta manicure this stuff. You gotta put all this time and effort into it. So yeah, every 6 months you gotta reseed your entire lawn because the whole thing dies and it needs the winter grass or the summer grass. Anyways, just got through that whole process and thought you guys would really appreciate hearing about it. But man, what a crazy place. I'd be curious if this is just an Arizona problem or if people in other places in America deal with this. Anyways, enough about the grass. Let's get into the podcast today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Oxolo. Welcome to the world's #1 AI podcast, AI Chat. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Make sure that you go to aibox.ai, link in the show notes, to join the waitlist for our new AI platform. We're going to be launching an incredible platform that allows you to build anything you want with workflows in AI. So you're able to chain together ChatGPT and image generators and audio generators to make really powerful apps for your organization, or you can host them on our marketplace and actually generate royalties from them. So make sure to go to aibox.ai and join the waitlist. In addition, if you like the podcast, if you could do me a massive favor and please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. This helps me be able to get better guests on here as they check the reviews to see how you guys are liking it. So if you could please do that, I would really, really appreciate it. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. Okay, so today I want to tell you a little bit about Oxolo, which is an AI company that has just, they're in the video realm and they just raised 13 million euros. And this is their Series A. I think it's kind of interesting because this whole AI and video thing has been getting a lot more popular. I think we had some recent events like David Beckham's multilingual malaria charity campaign video, which was done with Synthesia, who is a really great video and AI video company who I have a really funny history with, if I haven't already told you. When I first found out about Synthesia, last summer, I got an account and I started creating a ton of different, you know what I did? I was creating an AI podcast. It wasn't about AI. It was about the wellness space, because I used to have a software company called Self-Pause in the wellness space. And anyways, I was creating an AI-generated podcast, and Synthesia had the best AI voice that I could find. This is before I found Well Said Labs, which is what I kind of used to scale the business after this whole event happened. But anyways, I made an account. It was like $30 a month on Synthesia. I threw all my podcasts in there. It would generate a video, but I would just convert the video to an MP3, or maybe I'd upload the whole video because Spotify for Podcasters allows you to upload videos. In any case, I think I made 300 episodes on this one account. They didn't have a limit. They were just yeah, you pay $30 a month. You can make as many videos as you want. I was like, awesome. So I made 300 videos, and then I got an email from them saying they shut down my account because of overuse, which, I mean, they didn't have a limit, so I guess they changed the terms of service because I was destroying their bandwidth, which I understand. And they said if I wanted access back into the account, which by this point I'd already downloaded all the videos. Actually, I had a VA doing this. I wasn't doing this myself, but I had a VA, already had downloaded all the videos and was posting them. So I didn't need the account anymore. But they're if you want back into your account, I can't remember what it was, but it was some amount of thousands of dollars a month I was going to have to pay to get access to the account again and to use that kind of bandwidth. So I was just like, now whatever, like you guys can keep your account. I already got all my content off of it. I'm not going to pay you guys a few grand. In any case, definitely understandable that like that was their cost structure, but it was just kind of funny that, I don't know if I was like a loophole or there was a glitch that I got through or something, because I was just like, wow, you really can create a ton of content with Synthesia. In any case, Synthesia was kind of the pioneer in this AI video space, and now we're seeing a bunch of other people come in, and Oxolo is one of them. So Oxolo, I think they've come a long way in this whole space. I think Synthesia itself has secured about $90 million in funding this year. So they've raised like $150 million. And so Oxolo is a little bit different. I think essentially generating personalized videos at scale. And, if you kind of think of like potentially millions of times over for a whole bunch of different portfolios, that's not very easy. Like I mentioned with the whole Synthesia story, it's very expensive. And there's a lot of manual tweaking that has to go into that too. So Oxolo is kind of getting in on this space. It's a startup from Hamburg, Germany, and they believe that they might have cracked the code using generative AI. So the premise is as impressive, I think, as it is efficient, according to them. But essentially they're saying, think about a firm that wants to conduct a corporate training. So with Oxolo's platform, it can tailor make a video based on parameters like the employee's management level, gender, location. I think what's even more interesting is the video's capability to automatically A/B test its own performance. So for instance, an employee, if an employee starts losing interest in a video, the AI could really quickly come in, tweak and replace the content for better engagement. And I think that this ability is not restricted to training video. It also extends to product showcases, and it's constantly refining them continuously based on viewer interaction. This is such an interesting concept, right? Like imagine, I'm sure if you follow like anything in video, that Mr. Beast is one of the biggest video influencers in the world. He essentially is a YouTuber that gives away millions of dollars on YouTube and does a bunch of shows and competitions, whatever, right? So he spends an enormous amount of money, obviously A/B testing different thumbnails and, doing different things to make sure his videos perform the highest and keep engagement the longest. But at the end of the day, he might spend $1 million. I've heard him say he spent $1 million on many of his videos. I've seen him give away $1 million in one video alone. But then there's also the entire production. There's, building the team that's actually filming it and building the sets. He could spend millions of dollars on some of these videos. And the problem is when he launches a video, he does the final edit, and I know they edit it 100 times, but when they do the final edit and launch it, it is what it is. Wouldn't it be fascinating if he could use some sort of technology like this or just kind of this concept really, where essentially he launches a video and real time the video is adapting and changing, and it's people are losing interest on this scene. Okay, we're going to switch it to this scene instead. Okay, we're going to chop it up this way. We're going to do the cuts different. It's so fascinating to think of this concept of the video adapting and changing in real time, and that's kind of what Oxolo is promising. So Elizabeth Lorange, who is Oxolo's co-founder and COO, elaborated a little bit on this by saying, quote, other platforms might offer avatars and templates where users manually input text. With Oxolo, you can simply paste a product link, say for socks, and voila, your product video is ready to roll. No manual hassle, no guesswork. I actually think this is also very innovative and impressive. I've seen the similar technology. Google's doing this with Google Ads, where essentially you just upload the website or the link to your product page, and the Google will just make the Google Ads, which I think was fantastic. But that's just obviously text, and they just generate text based off of your products for that. This is a whole new thing. You upload your product page and boom, they're making videos and A/B testing which videos get the best interaction. For ad creatives, absolutely amazing. I think they're really kind of focusing on corporate training kind of stuff, but I can see some amazing use cases in advertising and other areas. So Lorange, who, I don't know how we say this, so her name is L'Orange. So an American might say L'Orange, but I've spent a couple years in France, and so when I see that, I say L'Orange. But in any case, I'm not sure how her name is pronounced necessarily, but she was previously associated with Neuhaus Partners, and she co-founded Oxolo alongside Hiko Huber, who's kind of known for his past role as the founder and CEO of Big Point Games. So the two of them pretty much say that Oxolo's AI can seamlessly weave together images, content, text-to-speech, and humanoid avatars, similar to what Synthesia's doing. I think the promise held by Oxolo's quote-unquote magic approach has attracted a bunch of big investors. They've I think raised just recently. They just closed this 13 million euro Series A round, and I think this was led by DN Capital. Several different German angel investors, including Christian Wollmann, Johannes Plen, and Stefan Wickersman, participated in this. Market growth reports also kind of give a little spotlight to this whole sector. As of 2023, I think the market size for tools facilitating video advertising content creation was between $1 and $1.5 billion. Looking ahead, though, they're actually anticipating it to surge at about 15 to 20% CAGR over the upcoming 5 to 7 years, potentially reaching $4.3 billion by 2030. So a ton of room to grow. I think the technology and creativity are continuing to come with platforms like Oxolo. And I think that this is going to be really interesting to see how this plays out into the future. Definitely a big space to watch is AI in video generation. It's going to change so many industries and have some massive implications. So I'm excited to continue to follow it.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast, where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.